Hello. So during this session, I just want to quickly run through the Smoothwall filtering and also detail what a filter actually is, how it works, and the various features incorporated within a web filter. So firstly, what is filtering? So filtering gives schools the ability to block and control what material students and staff are able to access online. So there's various government legislation such as Prevent Duty, such as the Keeping Children Safe in Education guidelines, and also guidelines outlined by the UK Safer Internet Centre that state that schools must have appropriate levels of filtering in place. So all schools that you'll come across, most organisations will have some kind of filtering in place, but obviously the level of functionality and how intuitive those filters are will vary massively. So firstly, filtering within Smoothwall. Smoothwall are a dynamic content filter. So that means that we can categorize websites in real time on the fly. So Smoothwall will scan a web page and look at the content, the context in which the words are used, the construction or the makeup of that website. And from that basis, we're able to then either block or allow that site, depending on whether the material and the content that it's hosting is appropriate for students. So that's really useful for any brand new websites that have only been created that aren't necessarily in our URL lists. We're still able to categorize those websites on the fly, and any inappropriate material will be blocked. So that's of huge benefit to the IT leads within school, because they're not having to do that legwork and they're not having to manually update and maintain those block and allow lists themselves, because the Smoothwall filtering engine will do that for them. We also offer HTTPS decrypt and inspect. So that just means that we can do content scanning on both encrypted and non-encrypted websites. We can do BYOD filtering. So if any mobile or remote laptops come on site and use the school's wireless infrastructure, we'll be able to filter those devices. That's typically done through Radius Accounting. We also have various social media controls. So for platforms such as YouTube, we can remove comments. We can strip out a lot of the inappropriate videos. We can also enforce safe search and strict mode, and we can even lock it down to certain YouTube channels as well. So again, you can be very flexible in the way that you choose to allow content within YouTube. There's obviously a lot of useful resource in there, but obviously a lot of other stuff that students may potentially waste their time on. So finding a balance between the two is really, really important. So granular filtering. In terms of the Smoothwall side of things, we can set up location-based filtering and also time-based filters as well. So if you have a particular department that need to access a certain type of content, so maybe you've got an art class that need access to non-pornographic nudity for the purpose of live drawings, as an example, you can set up and specify a particular location, and also set up those time-based quotas as well. So if you wanted to give staff an hour of free browsing over the course of a day, that's something that you can enforce, or you could give the students certain privileges. So outside of core hours, you can give students access to BBC iPlayer, for example. So yeah, very granular in the way that we can set up those filtering rules. Smoothwall will also have a safeguarding suite built into it as standard, so we can generate instantaneous safeguarding alerts depending on what the students are typing in. We can also set up reports that can be scheduled and sent out on an automated basis. So that can be a daily, a weekly, or a monthly report. So you might want to run a report against which students are repeatedly trying to access blocked websites or prohibited content. That's something that all can be managed, and that's information that can be gathered within the Smoothwall reporting engine. So the safeguarding suite and the reporting engine, again, two major components within the Smoothwall filter. And then finally, we have the cloud filtering as well, which is designed for Windows 10 devices and also Chromebooks. So that's something that also can be enabled as part of our filter deployment.